Hey guys, it's Sutton with LA Capa Customs, and today we are going to be going over my personal favorite best upgrades for your high Capa. Every single part will go over what I think is the best. Some will be opinion, some will be based off performance, obviously. Let's get into it. And guys, just before we get into it, I just wanted to clarify this is our opinion based on a lot of experience, and you know, of course, with different budgets and whatnot, some of these parts can be exchanged for others with little performance drop. This is just our opinion for the best parts in 2022. So guys, starting off with slides, obviously this is very opinionated. Some people go for weight, kind of like with our Conquer slides and the nice cuts. Some people go for more, you know, Limcat style of slides. The big brands right now, Airsoft Masterpiece, Edge, and LA Capa Customs making slides. Personally, I'm basing these picks off of what was really popular last year, and by far the biggest hype was with our Conquer slides, and then closely followed by the Limcat slides. For 2022, I kind of know what's going to be coming. We have 4.3 Conqueror slides as well as a special secret slide that is kind of nothing y'all have ever seen before. From Airsoft Masterpiece, they have a couple designs. I think the most popular is going to be the Speed Cat slide that's coming the first quarter of the year. So these are kind of my two personal favorite slides coming up. Next up here, guys, we will start out with the kind of recoil system. Personally, my favorite guide rod is the Aip aluminum ones. They're very, you know, nice and colorful and lightweight. I will tell you, we are coming out with our own Duralumin ones. One second, I'll show you. So we have these, which are made of Duralumin, which is actually stronger than even 7075, made to last a lot of resistance. And they are tornado threaded. So this will be coming. This is actually my personal favorite just because of the durability, as well as it'll come in all 10 colors. So not trying to pick out our product specifically, but we are truly trying to make what is best on the market. For short stroke kit, this is really kind of an easy one for me. I pick our short stroke kit 100%. The Cow ones are great, but they kind of do can mold over time and kind of deform with some of the pressure. These are by far my favorite recoil wise, just wear wise. They don't mess up the washers, everything that kind of comes in the kit. This is like highly recommend if you do not already have one of these. Next up, Recoil Spring. Could go either way. Aip makes really great ones, and this really depends on the weight of your slide and what is actually blowing back. I think overall, I don't have one on hand, is the Waldo Customs 130%, and we can pop up a picture. We do carry those, and I think that is kind of my favorite overall one, and I really like the finish on the Waldo Customs. And lastly here, for our guide plugs, I 100% recommend a 4.3 guide plug so that you can short stroke your gun more. Aip, again, nice, lightweight, and aluminum design. We are actually making these exact same things, and they're almost done. They have slightly different cuts, and they have a Delrin ring inside it, which actually helps stabilize and align the guide rod and guide plug a little bit better. So that is kind of my favorite, but for now, until those come in, which they should be in within the next month or so, the Aip ones are also really good as well. Next up here, we'll do the hop-up unit assembly. My favorite hop-up unit is the AM brass. It just works really well. Performance is great. I love the brass finish. However, I will do kind of a runner-up because sometimes this is out of stock or it is very pricey. So another more kind of budget-friendly option is the Aip one. It is kind of hard to adjust, so you kind of have to unscrew it to adjust it, but it stays together really nicely. Great hop up, great durability, and you do get that added benefit of aluminum. So a nice follow up here if you can't get your hands on the brass. Bucking, again, this is made by us along with ECS Custom Works in Italy. And this is a flat hop bucking, really the first of its kind for high Capas, and the performance you get is really unmatched to anything else. Really do prefer this over kind of the Maple Leaf ones, and highly recommend this bucking. And lastly, for barrels, you can't really go wrong with the 9-ball 600 barrels. They come in 4.3, 5.1, and the 6-inch length. The 6-inch you kind of have to do some modding, which isn't awesome or ideal, but it still does work great. And the 600 finish, great FPS, great consistency, and 9-ball really does a great job with these barrels. And then here I will do the barrels real quickly. No real competition here, honestly. This is a 4.3 barrel made by us and Gaussian Kinetics. It is aluminum, so it's way lighter. This is kind of what everybody's going to now. And it has the O-rings for special inner barrel stabilization, as well as the tornado threads, obviously. Nice, really cool tornado cuts on these. And we also have the 5.1s that should be here within the next few weeks, maybe even a couple weeks. They're just being finished now. These will really be the go-to barrels, and I highly recommend, and we will try to you know, continue to keep stock of these because these will be very, very popular. So I highly recommend these, and we will be doing a new batch of these 4.3s for the 4.3 Conquers and maybe changing up the tornado cuts a little bit. So be sure to look forward to that, and these are my go-to outer barrels. Next up, guys, we're gonna have our blowback unit housing area and kind of the parts of that. My favorite blowback unit, when these come out, of course, will be the turbo blowback unit, just because of its dual ring cylinder. No other blowback unit is like that as far as the compression it gives, gas efficiency, as well as this is by far the lightest on the market as well. So whenever these hit, this should be, I'm thinking around end of February-ish. We'll see. Had a little bit of delays, but yeah, these will be my favorite blowback unit once they're all in and working, of course. However, you know, there really are a lot of good ones out there. Edge makes a really, really nice one. Of course, it's hard to find it in stock. We'll pop up some pictures here, but I really do like the Edge one, as well as really the Capa and Aip are both really good options too. You know, really like both of those as well, so really can't go wrong. But the Turbo just kind of has some stuff that the others don't as far as weight and O-ring go. Next up, the Aip 140 Nozzle Springs, by far my favorite nozzle springs. I've tried a lot, and none of them just last as well and as long as these do. So by far my favorite there. Definitely pick some of these up. And then nozzles, I've tested a ton of nozzles, and there's some I like, some I don't. My favorite is the garter shell with the TM internals. If you can't get that, the garter shell with the internals, I don't like their internals quite as much, but you know, overall they're pretty good. Some fitment may be required, but overall garter are by far my favorite nozzles, just as far as durability and performance goes. And last up here, just to kind of finish out the upper, my favorite sights are the Aip, just because of the, you know, the price. Some of these sights can be extremely expensive, but the Aip sights are really good. They look really good. They fit really well. I really do like these, but of course this is really personal preference. Also do like the weight of these, both for 5.1 and 4.3. Hammer pad, Aip, just again, very simple, easy, great hammer pad. And for thread adapters, if you are needing one, I highly recommend the Calcals. They just look really nice and really nice quality. DCI makes some that we have as well, but you know, overall, if you're trying to hide a longer inner barrel, recommend the Calcal thread adapter. Next up here, we'll start with the grip section and we'll kind of work our way externals to internals. First off, the grip that I chose is the Calcal grip. I like it because you can stipple it, you can put vinyl wraps on it, you know, anything. Really like these grips. I like the cuts on them. Keep an eye out for the Abonai supply grips as well. We have a lot coming whenever they do finally kind of get those out. So those will be coming, and I think those will be really good. They're putting a lot of good work into them. As far as magwells go, I'm just going to shout out our Defender magwell. I really like the cuts. I really do like that this can handle 5.1, 4.3, and really any style mag and base plate so that anything can fit. That was one of my really nice designs, as well as it is very lightweight. So lighter than a lot of the other magwells, but still has some nice flare. But really, it's personal preference. Edge makes some great ones too, and you know, can't really go wrong there. And then trigger-wise, I really am kind of basing this off sales. Calcal, their T2 and T1 have sold better than any other trigger in our store. And they come in a, you know, a good amount of colors. Edge, I will shout out, has all the colors. We're working on a trigger ourselves, so be sure to look out kind of for our products that are coming. But these T2 and T1 look really nice and have sold really well. And the Edge are, you know, nice looking and have a lot of colors too. Next up, guys, we'll go over some of the grip internals. Calcal Trident Sear Spring, one of our best sellers in our store, one of my guaranteed, you know, one of my first upgrades. This is the best sear spring in my opinion that is available right now. Super great and light pull, highly, highly recommend here. The Calcal Hammer Spring Regulator replaces your hammer spring and can really kind of help in conjunction with this to shorten up your trigger pull, so highly recommend this as well. Next up, for the trigger bar, kind of can't go wrong with either option. This one's $40 and this one's like, I think 12 or so, so you're getting a lot. It's a lot cheaper for this one. This is because this is fully CNC'd and this one is just bent sheet metal. So, you know, there is pluses. I do like this one piece. I think this really is a nice design too. So can't go wrong with either, kind of depends on your budget. But I do really like the AM if you can afford it. But, you know, can't go wrong either way. And then lastly, these are what we carry as far as our mag catches. I really like these Aip because you can have the extended or just the normal kind of magazine release. So do recommend these as well. And really quick, just to close out the grip, I really do like these grip screws from Aip. They come in a bunch of different colors and are aluminum. I really do also like the AM grip screws. They look really nice. I like the steel a lot with the shiny kind of gold and silver, so be sure to check these out. And now, moving on to the lower, really can't go wrong with any of the frames available right now. 9-ball, I really like theirs. It's only like $100 or so. And it gives you a really nice weight reduction. This is Cerakoted, but I do like it. Advanced frames, when they're in stock, which, you know, isn't very often, unfortunately, but they work nice. I'm not as big of a fan of their hammer internal system, and that is kind of why we are building our own frame, and this is the project I've probably been most excited for. This is a 3D print. We are in the second or third wave of prototyping at this point. We're kind of finalizing our design. So be looking for these maybe end of first quarter or so. We're really trying to push for these, but don't want to rush it. Really want to make these perfect. They have the full, they'll be railed. They'll have the full rail design, but as you can see, they actually come apart and they are 3 pieces. So just like the normal stock TM hammer style, or hammer internal system with the just how it functions, it'll be the same. Of course, we're making a bunch of improvements, adding a set screw right here so that you can better adjust your hop up with your barrel and have everything aligned nicely and not have your barrel rub on the slide. So we're making a lot of improvements to the stock TM frame, making it aluminum, obviously CNCing so you can have all the colors. So very, very excited for this when we do launch it, but again, not trying to rush perfection. But these will be coming very soon, and this will really take over the frame market. Next up, we'll go over some of our favorite frame internals. Obviously, if you use the advanced frame, be sure to use the AM valve knocker and disconnector because that is the only one it'll work with. Also, you can use stock hammers, but I do recommend AM hammers just because you kind of need all AM to work together. But for normal frames like ours, 9-ball, and the stock one, these are my favorite and just kind of favorite universally. The Calcal disconnector and firing pin, I've loved this disconnector. I like the weight of it, I like the way it feels. Highly recommend both of these, very nice pieces. My favorite sear is the Aip Sear. It is a nice steel sear. And in conjunction with the 9-ball hexa hammer, or really just these 9-ball hammers, I love the way these cuts fit with the Aip Sear. So highly recommend the Aip Sear and these cuts. I will tell you later in the year we are actually looking at making our own sear and hammer. So, you know, be sure to check some of these products because this is kind of what's out now, but we're making a lot of stuff and trying to kind of improve on the market. But just as of the time making this video, these are my favorite products that are planned and or, you know, already here. So yes, this is my favorite kind of hammer internal setup. Alright guys, and just to kind of wrap things up here, some of the extra pieces. Aip does make spare springs. Also the little valve thing that actually pushes on the magazine to release the gas. AM makes good replacements of those, and if you're trying to do an all aftermarket build, we will have those on our site. We've had them here, just haven't put them up, so I'll be sure to make sure that's done. And next up, the Aip Detent set just works really well. Not much else to say there. Safeties, you got a couple options. You know, AM makes some nice safeties. I like their shiny silver and stuff. 9-ball, if you're going for something low profile, they make safeties. These are really nice too. They're aluminum. Really like these as well. And then for grip safety, AM, again, they kind of have this kind of steel safety market. We are looking at safeties and kind of some special things that I won't announce yet, but you know, be on the lookout for that. And then for slide stops, I recommend Aip. They have the normal ones and the ones with the thumb rest. Both work great. And yeah, not much else to say about these products, just kind of going over what I personally use, have, and what we carry in our store. And yeah guys, that'll do it for today's video of the best upgrades to put in your high Capa. Let us know if you have any other personal recommendations in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. We got a lot of parts coming, a lot of restocks coming to our store, a new website launch very, very soon. And thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.